Looks like we are live. Wow. Well, folks, I don't know how this is going to turn out doing this impromptu live stream. I want to get a live stream in before the kiddies get on their Xboxes and their game players and their Switches and they start sucking up the bandwidth. Because I saw my last live stream. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm telling you, I didn't realize I was getting the white circle of death so often. It's very annoying, to do a live and then see the white circle of death. So anyway, here we are, and I want to talk about a couple things. Let me see if the notification went out. How is everybody? Happy Friday here on the left coast. Let's see. It says you are live. So, as many of you know, Minnie and I are headed to Jacksonville, and they're sending me a message right now asking me if my plans are flexible. Uh-oh. I wonder if that means they've got sold out flights. Hey, Robert, I thought I would do an impromptu live stream. You might be my only customer. Anyway, it's difficult. It was difficult for me setting things up this morning. I'm not sure exactly why. I was trying to get the right angle to the dangle so I could play my videos in the background, but it doesn't look like, I don't have it on autoplay. So that's where we're at anyway. So anyway, we got a YouTube background, and I think it's showing pinky gray, and I see Filipina P is on my list of on my viewing list, and I got Texas Filipino up there. It doesn't make for such a bad backdrop. What do you think? Love you too. By the way, I haven't even had, Robert, my first cup of coffee, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I got it down below, so I'm going to reach down. I got it sitting on the floor because I got no place to put it because we're getting ready to move, and so we're moving stuff out. So yesterday was a big day because Elvie, our friend Elvie, came over. She's the nurse over at Kaiser Permanente, one of our dearest best friends from Bohol. As a matter of fact, Elvie's going to be in the Philippines right around the same time that we hit the Philippines after Thailand. So we're going to go see Elvie and hang around in Bohol. And if I could figure out how this new camera, this newfangled robotic transformer camera works, I'll be in good shape. Otherwise, we're picking up Minnie's new iPhone today, and that is an unblocked phone, so she'll be able to use it over in the Philippines. And if all else fails, I never figure out how to use that thing. Okay, thanks, saw your message, Lazy Larry. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, if we have camera issues, we'll just get our old stick of joy out. No, not that stick. The other stick, the selfie stick. And we'll go do videos on Minnie's iPhone. So now she's going to have two of them, that crappy 7 Plus, which I hate. We're going to have three. We're going to have my Android that becomes dormant because it doesn't have international roaming on it. But you can still use it for videos as long as you have internet. You could do all kinds of things with that phone. So we don't want to throw any of that stuff away or give it away. All right, that hit the spot. But now it cooled off because I was setting things up over here, and doggone it, there's Sammy. Hey, Sammy, I'm sorry I didn't warn anybody that I was coming on because I'm doing a little impromptu chat. Yeah, so it's a very emotional day because Minnie is on her way to her last day of work. I dropped her off, and she gave me a great big sloppy kiss. Well, I get that. I get that often. After all, Filipinos, they deliver affection, like no other in the entire world. So that's always that's always a good thing. Yes, indeed. Uh, yeah. Oh, go get your. Well, it was sitting on the floor, so all I had to do was reach down and pick it up. But it got a little cool as it was sitting down there because I was screwing around with the equipment, trying to get the right angle to the dangle because I wanted to use my 55-incher here as a backdrop. Oh, by the way, so this TV is actually very old, and I got this TV long time ago, many years ago, and it's still going like the ever ready bunny. So I think I'm going to give this to my kid Craig. I've already told him, well, I don't know if this thing's going to burn up or not soon. But anyway, you can go ahead and have it. I don't know how we're going to get it over to his house because you dang near need a pickup truck in order to transport this. But I didn't pay very much money for this. That's because it has a few diodes or whatever they call them, pixels that were scrambled. I don't know if you could see them, but they're up here in the corner. So because they had a couple of pixels that weren't in vision range, they practically gave me this TV set, and they said take it away. That was many years ago. So this TV has outlived most people that I know, and so I'm happy to pass this off. It's not a smart TV though, just a regular whatever you call it. And I bought a new what do they call that? I bought a new Raku box for my kid, so my kid can set it up, any way that they want. Oh, thank you, Sammy. JL, yeah, JL. I saw JL the other day. Oh, I saw JL over there. He's playing around over there at Pinky Gray's right now. Some of you went over there. Sammy, thanks for going over there because I shared it and then you popped in there, and I really appreciate that. Maybe a few others did, but I think by the time I started playing in there, it was time to go. Drop Minnie off. Oh, did you see that, Sammy? That she sang Jumbo Hot Dog for me. I love that song. I mean, every time that anybody sings Jumbo Hot Dog, including you, Sammy, I just start busting up laughing. I think that song is the greatest song of all time. I'm just a simple supporter and small YouTuber like me, but we're headed for the big time, Sammy, you and I. It's going to be collaboration, bro. That's what it's going to be, Sammy, Brah, it's going to be collaboration. Where did that come from? Oh, yeah. My wife and I, we go back and forth, right? Is it bro or is it brah? And I told her it's bro if you're a man, and then it's brah if you're a woman. Brah, we got to collaborate. We got to share. Sharing is caring. And that's how you get ahead in this YouTube game. Also, as Sammy knows and others, it's a numbers game. You give up a little bit too early, like some other YouTubers, it's over. You got to stick with it. You got to build your channel. You got to keep uploading like Sammy does and Pinky Gray. Doing daily live streams is actually the best because you get those views. You get those watch hours, and those watch hours are very important. As a matter of fact, I'm impressed by, I see Lazy Larry, he's listening in the background, but his link is there. And I would say that that Larry is figuring everything out. And for the as new as his YouTube channel is, he's figuring it out, that you got to be active and upload, stay active, and you'll get it done. Oh, I apologize about the lighting in the background too, because we're giving most of the lamp and the lights and all that stuff away. Hey, if you were here in Sacramento, California, I would have given you something, 117 inches, big as a laptop. I know. Well, I think they already bought the 50-incher over in the Philippines. I think I remember writing the check for that. And I was looking at a couple of my videos earlier, and I could see that they already purchased it, and it's sitting there in the living room, ready to be enjoyed by me. But listen, I'm taking the old Raku player with me, the Raku streamer, the cheapy one. That Raku streamer I'm going to be able to use hooked up to my 15-inch or 14-inch laptop, because I got the original Netflix account. I got my VPN. You know what that means, right, Sammy? Means we could watch Pornhub together. No, I don't do that. What? Then how do I know? How do I know that there's a website called Pornhub? Hey, I think I might be giving too much of myself away, but I don't plan. I don't plan on giving too much of myself away. That's for sure. You know, who's in the chat? Oh, Marion is here. Ebby's here. Shouldn't you guys be napping? Don't you guys have families and things to take care of? Listen, that's the beautiful part about YouTube, right? The beautiful part about YouTube is that you know, your friends come to your live streams and they come by and stop by and say hello, which is very, very important. And they make comments. Man, I got to tell you, I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The people that come here to my channel, like Ebby and Marion and others, Sammy and Robert and everybody, you guys are so supportive that I'm telling you, you know, I feel undeserving. I feel undeserving sometimes, you know, and I get emotional over it, you know. I get very, very emotional. Oh, by the way, my display of emotions lately is a little bit out of control. I wanted to share something with you. So, like I said, I'm getting ready to go to Jacksonville tomorrow to see my kids. Jacksonville is 3,000 miles away. It's going to take all day by plane to get there. You leave Sacramento, you gotta get into Dallas, Fort Worth, catch another plane after a layover, and head to Jacksonville. Won't be there till evening time. So, Marion, thank you so much for your support. I hope all is well for you. Well, let's see. I don't like sub for cool. You know why I don't like that. More people in sub for sub is fake supporter. I don't care if my channel is slow to grow. Yeah, I know. I think though that yeah, I know you don't believe in sub for sub, and I can't say that I don't, because it seems to be working out. I know you get a little bit discouraged in the beginning because a lot of people disappear, but then, you know, you seem to, as the channel grows, it seems to reach more people, and then it takes on its own natural inclination to grow, just because more people are sharing it. And so I think that it does have some benefits. So I know I wanted to go. I've complained before about it, about going in and then checking my list, checking it twice, deciding whether you're naughty or nice to see if you hung on to me. But I think that that's more of a negative approach, and that I have to take a more positive viewpoint. The more positive way of doing it would be that I will go in there, I will contact all my subscribers that I've subscribed to, and then request that they please subscribe to my channel. I will remind them that I am subscribed to their channel, and that I hopefully they are still subscribed to mine. I'm just going to send a gentle reminder. I think that's the best approach. I've thought about it, and I just think that would be the best approach. You have low views because I get that subs before in sub for sub. That's why I stopped. Yeah, I understand that. But it got you monetized, Brat. It got you monetized. Congratulations. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee in celebration for the success of your channel. Sammy, can you imagine? I mean, don't you think it's so thrilling that YouTube sends you a check every month? Yeah, and that's the whole thing. YouTube is very supportive, and they do become your family. So when somebody has an issue that comes up, you take it very personally, and you weigh it very carefully, you know, and decide what you need to do. You know, sometimes I'm able to help people, and sometimes I'm not, because, you know, the budget, when you're retired and you're getting a pension and Social Security, the checks don't all hit the bank at the same time, and you kind of have to balance things out. And so I like being generous to people. Thank you for the virtual hug, Marion. I truly appreciate it. You're number one. Don't ever change. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is that it's the ebb and flow of the money that changes, you know? No. Of course, as you know, Sammy, yeah, I'm not. Well, you gotta educate yourself. Pornhub is an educational channel, Sammy. I'm hilarious today. I don't know where I get this stuff. All right. Sammy, you're cracking me up this morning. There's JL's link. So Nightbot is paying attention to JL this morning. Oh my gosh, Sammy, you're cracking me up. Knitband is in the house. Knitband, are you on break? Let's see, what time is it? Oh, you haven't started work yet. It's still early in the morning. Yeah, I wanted to get up and fire a short live stream up before I start fading out, because I got lousy internet here and the kids are going to be on their switches pretty soon. So that's what's going on, you know. Wow, my TV is 10 years old, 46 inch. You know what? You gotta run the wheels off stuff like that these days. How do you get the full value out of the money you spent? This stuff here, electronics, ain't cheap, you know. It just ain't cheap. We don't have money to burn, you know. Kuya, I get 1.5 can 2 months. A third month I get monetized because my 10 friends in the USA play my all day videos. Yeah, and that's the way you got to do it. You got to have a day where it's Play Dan video day, right? And you just get people to watch and watch and watch. But I love live streaming because it gets so many watch hours so quickly. Why does Nightbot like JL so much? Is it the dimples? Is it the dimples? Hey, Sammy, greetings to Knitband. Knitband is the mysterious man from the East. I hope to run into Knitband, but I probably won't until I'm on the road. That's the whole thing, you know. Robert's laughing. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's having fun this morning. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, stop. You're out of control. Brah, you're out of control. I love that so much. You know, it's bro for me, bra for you. Yeah, so it's a no, listen. I ordered the banana suit, but it's on back order. Apparently there's a run on banana suits, Robert. It's on back order. I might have to wait till I get to the Philippines before I get the banana suit. But you know what would be better is a hot dog suit. A hot dog suit would be way better than getting a banana costume. A jumbo hot dog. You guys knew what I was gonna say. I didn't switch on my TV name. It's good for you. Good for you, because TV sets will suck the lifeblood out of you. And so if you have a YouTube channel, guess what you're going to be doing, Knitman? You'll be in there almost every single day watching to see what's going on. Because once you disappear, then all of a sudden, you know, they start forgetting about you. It's so easy to forget that you exist. But it's a numbers game, and so you have to be in there. You have to be active if you want to be somebody someday, you know. So everybody here who's in the chat today, yeah, I know that. By the way, I know that already. That's why it's funny. Listen, that's why I make that joke. You know, I have a very weird sense of humor, you know. Yeah, I hope we run into each other somewhere in some place, some faraway place in the East. Tim is in the house. I was thinking about Tim today. I think I was watching a YouTube video, and one of Marco's friends, you know, the one he's always hanging around with, has a YouTube channel up and running. Is doing great. Starting to get 4K, 5K views. And he was showing an apartment, 375 in Angeles City. Maybe you saw that video. Maybe you saw the video. 375 in Angeles City for a 1-bedroom apartment that Warren is renting. You probably even know Warren, I'll bet you. It seems a little bit, I don't know how I should say this without offending Warren, but it seems like it's at the higher end of rents, but I can't be sure, because people are saying they're paying uh, $500, for rent per month. So a 1-bedroom apartment, a small one, $375. It might even be Marco's old apartment. I'm not sure. Somewhere in Angeles City, they say it's in the quiet part of town. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful apartment. I know nothing about rents. So maybe it's worth every penny. Girly Santa is in the house. Thank you, Girly Santa. I like Girly Santa. Yeah, so I'm not sure about all that. I'm not sure that it's worth $375. I might have offered $325 for it. But go and look at that video. Maybe you already have, Tim, and you tell me if that apartment is worth $375. But it does include everything except the electricity. So it's got internet service, water. It's got good internet up and down, cable. The only thing you'll get is the electric bill. It's got AC, fully furnished, got everything. Your Nightbot hates me, Kuya, as I know you set me first. Yes, we have to figure out what's going on with that, Sammy. I don't know if I'll have time this week, but we have to figure it out. I think that it might have to do with how I set the timing. They conflict with each other, and so I only get so many hits of Nightbot up there. So we'll have to go in there and we'll figure it out. I don't have any local YouTubers here. Oh, okay, all right. Well, you'll know one when I get there. So anyway, but I'm not local, I guess. I'm local, but not local. So there you go. Hello, Girly Senna. I think about you all the time, because you're so dedicated to the cause, building the channel and all that. And good vibes for everyone. To all new in the chat, just type Dan to drop your link. Yeah, Sammy set it up. And so Sammy gave it the command, Dan. Dan, the man, is a ham. His middle name is Sam. Dr. Seuss. What area of town? Yeah, what area of town? I don't. Oh, it looked like it was where, dang it. Gosh darn it. You got me. I know the area of town, but it's over there it's somewhere over there by one of those side streets. It looked like it to me. I could be wrong, but I think it's somewhere over there by the Blue Boar Inn or by the VA, one of those side streets over there. It looked like a very, very nice neighborhood, so maybe you know it. I remember going through that neighborhood when I stayed one time. I went to the Philippines, and I saw the neighborhood, and I went by the Blue Boar Inn when I was staying at Red. What's the name of that red hotel? What's the name of the one that's the tall one on Perimeter Road or on Fields? Anyway, I can't even think of the name of that because they've changed the name a couple times. I was there when it first opened, and they were having a specials. And those rooms, it's where they have the reception on the second floor. So if you're bringing a girl in, you don't have to do the walk of shame. So they left the first floor blank, and the second floor is reception and check-in. And I thought that was brilliant. So it's that hotel, and I think it's that neighborhood. Let's see, Rookie's here. Rookie! Everyone knows that you're not a rookie. Everyone knows. Those channels showing personality tests still get a fair amount of views, even without much frequent activity. I like that. I've always liked the way that you have thought. When you make those comments, they're thought-provoking. I actually take the time, think about what you're saying, and then start plotting because I'm an evil plotter. Oh, there's Tim. There's Tim's link. Okay, what's up with Nightbot? Hi, Rookie. Rookie's in the house. Hello to LL. And we got Robert hanging in there with the greetings. Yes. Hensonville, Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inn. No, it wasn't that far down Fields. You know, it's only a couple minute trike ride from Margarita Station. You know, so anyway, I can't think of the name of it because it's changed its name so many times. But it was a big, chain at one time. Not something. I don't know. I'll go to sleep now, Kuya. I'm so tired. I do apologize. Okay, have a nice rest. Sweet dreams, Sammy C. Sweet dreams. Okay, thank you. But I'm not really going to be on. I just wanted to get on and before the kids did, so that so I can get on before they suck up the bandwidth. And that'll be the end of me. Good night, Sammy. Sweet dreams. Playing Dan in the background. Oh, sure. You want to hear my voice while trying to get to sleep. Incoming, Sammy. Incoming. Oh, man. All right. Next time. Red Door. It wasn't a Red Door hotel either. Was it a Tune hotel at one time? They have the reception. It's a red and white building. It needs a paint job because it's fading. They should paint it. The red and white stuck out, and you could see it for miles. When I came in there by bus from Daou, I think it was Daou Station, right? You could see the hotel off in the distance, and I could see it, and I go, it was way off in the distance. I told the truck driver, I want to go there. And the truck driver took me straight there. Yes, have a wonderful sleep, and we'll try and have a wonderful day. But I know it's going to be busy because I got two Balik Bayan boxes in there. As a matter of fact, I'm broadcasting on one of the boxes. So that's why I won't be here very long. It's because I'm on battery power, and I'm going to have to move it in a couple of minutes. I don't like sweet dreams, Kuya. I like it rough. Oh, you're out of control. You definitely are out of control. Yeah. Better your voice than mine. Okay, really? Well, yeah, okay. No. You know that I don't believe in that. You're like the modern day Burl Ives. Your moniker is perfect. Your voice is perfect. All you got to do is tell stories, and people are going to stop what they're doing. They're going to listen to you. I'm not sure you're convinced. I think you think I'm joking with you, but I am not joking. I'm serious. Everybody has a talent, Everyone has a talent, and that I believe is yours. Nah, you don't have to do a talking head thing. You can be out there and you can be walking while telling the story. The whole thing is there's a guy in Thailand, that guy that tells police stories. He's a retired I think he's a retired homicide investigator. And as he's walking, he's talking about expats, and he'll take on certain cases where crimes have been committed against the Thai people by foreigners, like murders and embezzlements and things like that. And he's fascinating to listen to, because he'll be strolling around and he'll interrupt this story by saying, oh yeah, that restaurant over there. I believe he's from Chiang Mai, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that he is from Chiang Mai. You got to go look for him. I wish I could remember all the names of all these channels that I subscribe to, but I just, I'm weak. You know what I mean? I'm weak. I'm getting old, and my memory is shot. And by the way, I'm wearing the distraction glasses because, of course, every time I travel, I get sick, right? I always get sick. I don't know if it's in anticipation of the travel or what it is, right? But I got a sty in this eye. It's the right eye that I have severe glaucoma in, and also now I have a sty, and accompanying with it is sinus infection. I don't have time to get to the doctor. Garlic and onions and cayenne pepper is going to have to be the remedy for now. Yes, knit band. It's that Chiang Mai guy, and I like that guy. I like that guy a lot. You know, Robert's taking advantage of the drop your link. All right, so it's an emotional day for Minnie. By the way, it's been very, as Knitband knows, it's been extremely hot here in Sacramento. I mean, you know, we've been in the hundreds. They have cooling centers opened up because everyone knows that we can't take the heat. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And that's what Minnie and I are doing. So it's her last day of work. It's very emotional. She just sent me a text a little while ago saying that people are coming up to her, giving her hugs, telling her how much that they're going to be missing her. And you know, that can be very, very emotional, of course. So that's what she's going through today, and I'm kind of going through it with her. But I have business to take care of still. I have to get online. I have to book rooms, and I have a budget target that I'm trying to hit. You know, and wait a minute. I think Knitband just posted the name of that channel. Let me see. Unseen Thailand in Chiang Mai. Yeah. So listen, Knitband. Chiang Mai, of course, was one of the destination spots. Let's see, how's it going to go? So we're coming into Thailand. We're staying at the airport hotel the first night we get in because we're getting in at midnight, you know, and so we're not going to be wanting to go transport ourselves in the middle of the night somewhere in downtown Bangkok. Even though I know it very well, even though I know it, I don't really want to be driving around. Minnie definitely doesn't want to be driving around, even though Bangkok has a very, very low crime rate, almost no crime rate. It might be going up. Somebody said it's been going up. But I once, so if you go into Retired Working for You, he just did a live stream, and I missed it, but I watched the replay. He did a live stream where he's walking from Nana all the way down to Ikamai bus station. Of course, you know, Knitband, that if you want to go to Pattaya, then you go Ikamai. You take the BTS to Ikamai, jump on the bus, and a couple of hours you're at Pattaya station, and then we're going to Jomtien Beach. And so I understand that Janik, I believe it's Janik, I believe that Philip is going to be there at the same time that we're going to be there. So now Philip was mentioning, so why Pattaya, why Jomtien Beach as opposed to Pattaya? It's because it's cheaper to go there. Now I'm spending all this money at the airport hotel, which is dang near a fortune, right? I mean, it blew me away how expensive it was. And then I only had a $600 hospitality budget for this trip. That's all I allocated in the budget. What? I hear some people out there saying, what? $600? I go, yeah, $600 for the whole 3-week stay that we were going to be in Thailand. So I booked the airport hotel because it just makes sense. You know, we don't want to be traversing Thailand in the middle of the night. Even though Thailand is a 24-hour city, it made my wife a little bit uncomfortable thinking about it. So I decided, yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll stay there. So then that wiped out like $160 of my budget, right? And you don't even get a free breakfast, right? All you get is overnight sleep, which is going to be about 6 or 8 hours. And then they kick you out the door and you got to go, right? So then we're headed down to Koh San Road. Is that how you say it? Koh San Road, where all the young people hang out. I know I probably have no business being there because I'm 65 years old. Minnie's is going to be 46 or 47. I can't hardly remember how old she is. And we're going to stay in a hostel or a guest house, something like that there, right? But it is a private room with a private bath. But it's cheap because I had to make up. I had to make up for that $169, right? So that room is only costing us something like $9 a night. So we're staying 3 nights there. Then we head to Ikamai, get the bus to Pattaya. And the only thing that makes me nervous is I have to take a bot bus, or we have to take a bot bus in order to get to Jomtien Beach. So I guess what Minnie and I will do, because I don't want to take a taxi because it's probably only 50 baht to get on the bus to take you to Jomtien Beach. Yeah. So anyway, Nipan says, yeah, is it pronounced Khao Road or Khao Road? Anyway, I'll go to the Thai translator later and I'll figure it all out. But here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. I have no idea where Jomtien Hostel is, right? That's where we'll be staying. Should I be announcing this to the world? I'm not so sure. Because you don't know the exact dates. You don't know the exact dates I'm going to be there. But I'm wondering if the same thing that Philip Janik, who shows up to Chris and Cebu every once in a while, he's going to be there. And I'm trying to think, and he's a crack up. I mean, he busts me up. He's just an all around good guy. And I hope we have the opportunity to hook up with him. I will be, Philip, if you're listening, if you're watching, dude, we'll have to hook up with each other. Wouldn't it be funny if we're both staying in the same place at the same time? So then what we'll do is we'll stay there for about 7 days, maybe even longer. I don't know. It depends on if we want to continue getting drunk or not, or what we're going to be doing. But then, I mean, there's only so many. There's only so much string bikini stuff that you can show on YouTube, before the guys start complaining, saying, stop it, no more. My wife's getting mad at me for watching this stuff. No. I was going to put Minnie in a string bikini and send her out on the white sandy beach. Jomtien Beach is like a hidden gem. Most people are finding out about it, right? But basically, it's a long, white, sandy beach, beautiful, clear water, and you can get into all kind of trouble there. And that's what Minnie and I plan on doing. Yeah. Oh, hi. I appreciate you coming to the stream. Julia, Joseph family vlog is in the house. Yeah. So I mean, then we're going to decide what to do. Now, I wanted to go to Chiang Mai, and I understand you could go south to the airport there, which would be a beautiful airport to fly out of, because you fly out over the ocean. You go, and you make that loop around, and it heads over the mountains to Chiang Mai. But I mean, I'm spending, and then I started thinking, man, this is starting to become an expensive trip. So you can take a ferry to Hua Hin from where we're going to be, and I think it would be a lot less expensive, but we still would be experiencing something new, an exciting adventure. Now, here's the thing. Minnie and I Minnie has been with me to Chiang Mai before, but unfortunately, we didn't get to spend enough time there for me to show her all that there is to see. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go there. And then it could possibly be that we get one of those van buses things, and we take off to northern Thailand, to the White Temple of Chiang Rai, and then of course you got to go all the way to Malaysia. I mean, sorry, not Malaysia. What I'm thinking, Burma, right, to the Golden Triangle, where I could stand and visit the monument again to the soldiers that lost their lives in the Vietnam War. Listen, this is a very, very emotional thing, and I probably will cry. Yeah, because I cry easily over stuff like that, because people gave their lives in service for, to our freedoms. And so that's a big deal. So no, I'm not leaving the United States and America and saying, oh, screw America. Although, screw Sacramento. Listen, things are turning south really fast. Nitban may or may not agree with me. Of course, he doesn't live in the city limits of Sacramento like I do. He's in the La Chida social area of Folsom. I don't know. How do I get to Ko Chang? That's your favorite place. Second would be Chiang Mai, but I haven't been to the Southern Islands of Phuket. See, that's the whole thing, Nit Man. That's the dilemma. So I've been to Chiang Mai. I loved it, and that's the reason why I want to show Minnie so badly what it's all about. I mean, I tell you the God's honest truth, Nit Man. If I were married to a Thai woman, I would be living in Chiang Mai. But I haven't been down to the Southern Islands either, and that's a shame. And there's no time on this trip to do it. There's no time on this trip to do it. We're only going to be there 3 weeks, and we have to cram a lot of fun, you know, and we have to cram a lot of fun in that 3 weeks, and it has to fit into the budget. Yes, yes. For example, let me give you guys an example. A knit band, you'll understand this, right? We pay a ton of money for rent for this little teeny tiny apartment that we're vacating, a ton of money. And so reason would tell you, you know, it's reasonable where you would just, you want to get in this entire trip for less than what you pay in monthly rental on this apartment, right? Or mortgage payment on your house, for example. So the whole goal is, and plus you have to have savings in there. Otherwise, how can I sell to my wife that this was a great idea? Oh, sure, let's move to our house in the Philippines. Let's leave everything behind. Let's retire early. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then all of a sudden, you're spending money as though it's water. You know, you're going through it like it's water. It cannot be that way. It has to be $9 per night hotel rooms, no matter where you stay. Of course, Knitband knows, because Knitband has been to the Philippines several times, that cannot be possible to get a $9 room in the Philippines unless it's a bed spacer environment, which means it's a rooming house, and your wife would have to share a bunk. But anyway, that would be $9 per person, you know, per night, which means that would be $18. That means Minnie and I can get an $18 room per night. I think that part is doable. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for your service. The burning season, yes, that's right. So I checked that out first, Knitband. So that means that even though it's rainy season now, it probably would be more comfortable in order to show up there now because it's cooler, because it's a higher environment, you know. But you know, to get the discount airfare, it's really a pain in the butt. You know, and so it's a pain in the butt because you can only carry so much junk. For example, for example, I don't know if you guys noticed this, right? This is packed and ready to go. This is the backpack that I'm taking to Thailand. This is the only thing that I'm taking traveling between Thailand and the Philippines. But Minnie wants to check a bag. She has one of these bad boys, right? So this thing has all kind of compartment. This is my laptop that's going in here. These are the accessories that are going in here. I got side pockets for cell phone. I got chargers. I got a condom holder in there. I got everything you possibly would need right here in this pack. You know, I have a week's worth of underwear in there. That's all you need. Oh, dang it. Yeah. I meant to share something else with you. I brought up the underwear thing. Hotel prices are higher in the Philippines than Thailand for one weird reason, because I don't know either. But, you know, the way that I think about it is, man, economically, you know, I like helping them out. So if they're making money on a $20 room or $25 room, you know, I'm happy for them. And, yeah, it's weird. It kind of is weird because they're about the same economy. They're growing at similar rates. I think Thailand's economy and the Philippines are probably growing at the same rate pre-pandemic, of course, I'm talking about. Of course, you know, as things get fired up and they get going again, well, it's probably going to happen again. You know, so. Oh yeah, I took it. Dude, Knitband. Pound it. We took it. We got what's it called? Well, when we got there and Minnie and I took it, right, with some friends, we ended up in business class, not first class, and the reason why was because they sold out. So, but it was a tremendous experience, right? I mean, the way they come in. So we took the sleeper cars. You know, it takes the train. This train that we were on didn't go very fast. It stopped along the way. You know, I mean, not stopped to pick up passengers, but it slowly crossed through the villages and the provinces that are along the route as it made its way through the mountain. And then we were able to sleep overnight. And they came and they converted the sleeper car, you know, over, and they fed us a meal, and they were very nice, gave us whatever we needed. They checked on us to make sure we were comfortable. I mean, it was an outstanding experience. I recommend anybody that's going to go to Chiang Mai for the first time, take the train. But we flew back. Even though I bought a round trip train ticket, I didn't show up because I knew, you know, the train ride back was going to be rough. And sure enough, my friends that took it told me it was. I ended up taking a discount airline like Thai Air or something. What's the name of that one? I don't want to speak the name. But anyway, we ended up getting a discount ride back home for something like $50 back into Bangkok. And then we were able to enjoy the day there before we flew out back to the USA. That trip that we took, we got a lot of fun in, but it was because a friend of mine was getting married, you know. You're jealous, but dude, you know, all you have to do is tell me that you're coming and we're going to set up the guest room for you. You know, that's all you got to do. So in the back of the house, we have two. I don't know if you saw it in one of the videos, Nitban, one of the earlier videos, but in the very last minute, my brother-in-law comes to me and he says, brother-in-law Rogelio comes to me and he says, we shouldn't waste this space, man. You're building really, really high ceilings, 9 feet. And all I got to do is tunnel down a little bit and we can get 2 rooms, you know, behind the kitchen on top of each other. We could use it for whatever, office, storage, guest room, but they need AC. And so when Minnie and I get there, we'll be putting AC in. And that's in Bye City Lake, Thai Air Asia, yeah. So, you know, but I get nervous flying the discount carriers. You probably know why, but I shouldn't be, because they are flying those beautiful Airbus A20s and A21s. Nitban, world traveler, you know how beautiful those Airbus planes are. They're the workhorse of the industry, you know. And the older 737 is worth something. But I stopped, Nitban. Listen, I don't know if you heard me talking in a previous live stream. I have stopped flying Southwest. I don't care what kind of money they want. They can give it to me for free, and I will not fly Southwest ever again. So I have American Airlines frequent flyer. And that's who we're going to be taking on this trip to Florida. I get to earn some frequent flyer miles. So, okay, one more thing. Minnie and I have been talking about coming back once a year, and I think that's prudent because, you know, something's going to go wrong. Even though my son is here and he's got everything under control. He knows how all the finances work. In case we get stuck for money, all I have to do is just send him an email message, and within a couple of days, he can handle getting money to us and out of our bank account. So I don't know. I don't really have anything to worry about, but I'm thinking that every 18 months is a better plan. You know, I may have to come back earlier the first year for tax time. So I may have to come back in 10 months, but then I think everything will roll pretty smoothly. Yeah, they're smooth as silk when they fly, and they're very, very quiet, and they're very comfortable. You know, it is an Airbus. I mean, all the bells and whistles are in there. I love that plane more than I love the 737, the new one. Anyway, I've already flown once on the 737 MAX, and that was once and last time. I didn't even know I was on a MAX. I know that Lazy Larry, most likely I'm going to have to return during tax season. And so my wife and I are debating this now. I could do everything on TurboTax on the internet until they freeze me and they say, meh, meh. I have NordVPN, by the way. Love NordVPN because they keep improving the program. I'm happy to pay for it. And I got the P.O. box all set up, so I don't know how mail forwarding is going to work, but I have the P.O. box set up. My son is going to be going over there checking it once a week or so. I don't think that he needs to do it any more than that. And I've canceled some credit cards so that I don't have any bills. I don't have any mail coming. They're paid off. I have no debt, by the way, zero debt. I'm in good shape. Money in the bank, pension, Social Security check, and everything's going fine. I wanted to share something with you guys because I brought up the underwear thing. So now in this backpack, I have a week's worth of underwear. But some of you saw them. They're the little lightweight, silky things that you can wash. You can wash in the sink and then hang them on the shower line, and they dry almost instantaneously. And so, A380, who's flying them? Tim. Nobody's flying those planes anymore, as far as I know. Only so many. I know Clark can handle an Airbus 380. Clark Air Force Base. Clark can handle any kind of plane, and they were flying them in there for a while. But I don't know if anybody is flying A380s in there. I have never had the opportunity to fly on one. I want it. I was gonna fly one time on one, and then they switched planes at the last minute, and I have no idea why. Now they're taking the A380s out of service. What a luxury bird in the sky. All right, let me share something with you. Okay, so I don't know if I'm allowed to do this on YouTube, but these are my underwear. Now, so here's the thing, right? These were reasonable. The costs were very reasonable. These things have zipper, and the zipper, you just put your money, wallet, passport, or whatever, and they go all the way to the upper thigh. You see that right there? The pocket is full length. See, let's see. It isn't even stitched. I don't even know how they did this, right? They're very, very comfortable, and they give extra room in the crotch. Oh, let me put my hand in there for a demonstration. You see that? All right. So now these are fantastic because now you can wear undershorts, and look at this. I tend to dress to the left, right? So they give just enough smidgen of room for your equipment, but no escape hatch. I'm not exactly sure why they don't give an escape hatch. So unfortunately, I was going to have Minnie modify these. I have 2 pair here. See? 1, 2. And I was going to have Minnie modify the escape hatch, but she has already sent her sewing machines over to the Philippines. And so she had 2 or 3 sewing machines. I don't know how many. They fit nicely in a balikbayan box, and they're now over in the Philippines, I'm sure. Make sure you notify your bank and credit card companies that you will be overseas. I've done that. And also, check this out, Tim. Check this out. My son has one of my ATM cards. So all he has to do is go over there and go beep, take the money down to Western Union if all else fails, and Dan has money. Dan goes and picks up money. Now, here's the whole thing, Tim. I also have Wise. Wise is known internationally for never screwing up. And so I still have to figure out how the Wise card works. I have it in my pocket, as a matter of fact. And it has the MasterCard logo. And I don't trust PayPal that much. PayPal is starting to falter a little bit, I'm thinking. They only flew A380 into Clark one time, Tim. But I got excited. Because I thought that was going to be a regular thing where A380 is going there. Oh, one more thing, Tim, because you seem to know this, right? So also Cebu can fly. You can fly A380s in there. That was beautiful. And I don't know if they're flying. Maybe if they're flying 380s into Cebu, but Yeah, it probably will get hot. Yeah, but you know it's waterproof paper, Nitban. That's the other thing. It will. It's happened before, but I may not. You're right. I may not put my passport there. I have a passport holder, and I could slide it around the neck and down here. If somebody wanted to grab it, I doubt they would because it's only a passport. They can't use it for anything. They'd pull me. I'm worried about getting. I'm worried about the knife trick, where they go and then they go into your gut and they slice the thing, your wallet that's connected by a string. That's what I worry about. And I don't worry about that in Thailand. They have a very, very low crime rate in Thailand, and so, that they got a low crime rate, which is a very, very good thing. And so it's the Philippines riding the jeepney that I'm a little bit concerned about. No offense, Philippines. It's my home. It's my new home. No offense at all. Okay, Robert, have a nice sleep. Take care of that knee pain. So, yeah, have a good nap. Hope you feel better soon. Get that knee replacement surgery. When you're all done, Robert, they're going to call you the Bionic Man. You're going to be metal from top to bottom. Yeah, the only thing you'll have to worry about is rusting out, which means quick showers, no baths. Let's see. Okay, so you guys like the underwear or you don't like the underwear? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, you don't know about Cebu Mactan? Well, of course, that was also a military base at one time, or it still is a training center, I believe. And so you'll see all kind of birds flying in there. So they have a distinct advantage. That's true. You could, but then the plastic bag might sweat. It's a dilemma. It is a dilemma. I'm imagining that in immigration, when they ask you for your passport, you're reaching your underwear. Oh, pardon me. No, sir. No, we don't need to see that. We were asking for your passport. That's a very good point. No, going through the lines at immigration and stuff like that, you definitely cannot be wearing that. You have to, only after you pass through security, TSA checkpoints and immigration and stuff like that. You go into the men's room and then you can put on your goodies. Yeah, that's sexy, right? That's sexy. Oh, I wanted to give you guys an update on my weight loss. So I was talking about how, hey, the Hapsters are here. What's happening, Hapsters? So I was talking about how I was talking about, what was I talking about anyway? The Hapsters. I got all excited about the Hapsters being here. So I was talking about, I can't remember now. That's what happens when you start getting older. So are you guys hopsters? Are you going to be hapsters? Are you going to be moving to the Philippines or staying in Hawaii or moving back and forth? That's a question that I was curious about. How you guys are going to be doing things. I mean, you're so close, only a 10-hour plane ride to the Philippines. I'd be going there 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a year. Hi, Mama H. Nitban. Yeah, isn't Nitban one of our favorite people? Yeah, very, very. Nitban's like Mr. Personality, in my opinion. Aloha from Tim, Angeles City, Philippines. Yeah, nothing to get excited about. Yes, moving to the Philippines eventually. Leave some meat on the bone. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of debate. Yeah, about getting. Yeah, exactly. It's starting to get old. Yeah, there's a lot of debate about do you go early or do you go later in life? So you got to leave some meat on the bone, and so you have to decide what's right for you. So a lot of people are talking about, retiring at 60 and then stretching that 2 years, saving the money that lasts for the 2 years, and then you turn 62 and you start collecting your Social Security. So a lot of people are talking about, doing it that way. So listen, I didn't even think about it. I blew by age 62 like it wasn't even there. So even though Minnie and I, we've been married now for 16 years, I didn't even think about retiring at age 62, and I'm not sure why. No, I am sure why, because I kept hearing my dad was talking to me, my late father was talking to me in my ear, and he was saying, do your 20, retire at 65 like everybody else. But I was born in 57. Full retirement age is not until 60, until I'm 67 years of age, right? Then I'll probably decide to go back to work. No, I won't. No, not me. So if I had to do it all over again, I would have done it exactly, the same way that I'm doing it now. Hey, how are you? How are you? Kasam Baha'i channel. Yeah, I think I said it right. Thank you for joining us. I truly appreciate it. So I'm just some crazy guy getting ready to move from Sacramento to the Philippines. That's all. So the thing is that, who does it? That's the thing I was thinking about. So do you do it earlier? Do you do it later? And so you get on YouTube and you start watching the cast of characters that have YouTube channels. You got some young dudes with their young Filipino wives moving over there, building homes, living happily ever after. I don't know where they get their streams of income from, I don't think it's possible. It could be possible to own a business here in Sacramento and then derive the income and have everything running smoothly from the Philippines. Oh, wait. I stand corrected. I do have a friend, right? I have a friend who does operate a business from Sacramento. So he works night. He works the graveyard shift from his house here in Sacramento. And I think he still has a condo over there in Cebu, in the Philippines, around the call center area. And that's what he does. So he has a manager, and I think they do medical coding. And I've never even met him, only his wife telling me the story. And his wife is a very, very lovely person, like her a lot. But unfortunately, their marriage didn't work out for some odd reason. And so they're no longer together. But she was telling me the whole story about how brilliant the guy was. So he set up a medical coding business over there in that area, probably around IT Park or Ayala, somewhere around there where all those businesses are set up. And then he monitors his, workers with a manager that he calls when things are getting out of line. And he communicates via the internet and has cameras set up all in the office so he can see what's going on. So he works at night and he monitors his business, and he is tremendously successful. And so it can be done. I suppose it all depends on what kind of a business it is. I told my husband, even when we retired, or he does, the plan is getting a house in the Philippines, but I still have life in the U.S. Okay, so here's the thing. This is the whole thing about the live stream is I just dropped my wife off, age 47, for her last day of work. Her last day of work ever. See, that's the whole thing. I have set the woman up so good, and I should say, or have helped her, that she will never have to work another day in her life unless she wants to. And she may want to because she might get bored. And so I don't know what that's going to look like in the future, what work would look like, but it probably would have to be a business that she starts in the Philippines. So we'll be living in the house that she built in Bye Bye City, Leyte. Now, how do we do that, right? My wife has saved every penny that she's ever earned. And how do we do that? Well, she told me the dream when we first were married 16 years ago. She told me the dream about the house and everything. And I helped her by showing her how you make dreams come true, because I've done it plenty of times, right? You first have to imagine it. Then you have to put the goals down on paper. Then you have to post them on the whiteboard so that you see it every single day, no matter where you are in the office. And I don't know, in my earlier videos, if I may have done a video or two from my office, and you could actually see the map on the wall with a big circle around the Philippines. The big circle around the Philippines meant that was the retirement goal. And so these things materialized. So my wife came to me one day and she said, "How do you build a house?" I said, "Easy. You build it one hollow block at a time." I already retired once, but my husband and I are both working on the second retirement. Yeah, yeah. You know what? It's interesting, but retirement suits me. You know, it suits me. In other words, I transitioned very, very nicely. I walked out of the door of work and never thought about it again. That's very rare. You know, did I fall into a slump, depression? No. Am I depressed now? No. Everything is going great. You know, it's because everything fell into place. But did it fall into place by accident, or did it fall into place because it was well planned? That's the thing. So, uh, you know, so you'll retire when you're both are ready to retire. You'll retire when the time is right. So you build the house one hollow block, as they used to say in the U.S., one brick at a time. I just modified it for her, and she goes, "What do you mean?" So guess what happens, right? I said, first you have to imagine it being there. You know, that was the thing. And my wife actually listened to me. Other people don't. They said, "Don't pay attention to Dan. Dan doesn't know what he's talking about." But she actually listened to me right from the very beginning, you know. And like I said, she bought the land, you know, and built the house. And now it's there for us to enjoy. Yeah. That's right. Having the dream come true and make that goal. That's right. You have to, the goal, the other important thing about the goal is that you have to announce it to everyone. You know, you have to let everybody know what your goals are. And the reason why that's important is because you'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you make those goals come true. For example, right? We were in the Philippines. We were renting a house for the in-laws. Rogelio, Minnie's brother, and Mavs, Coach Mavs. You've seen Coach Mavs, a traveling correspondent on the Dan's Retirement Journey show. Well, of course, they were instrumental in, you know, in helping us make all the dreams come true, because you need help on the other end. I need 6 months of retirement for now. We'll start missing work after that for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right about that. And that's a good critique on what I'm going through, because I think that in the beginning, like the first month or two, it just seems like an extended vacation. So I don't know if that's where you were going with it, Nipan, but it's very, very true. So you're mentally, it doesn't really set in. And the reason why it doesn't really set in as being real is because you're just thinking about vacation, right? So, and plus the checks are still coming. Things like your terminal check, you know, your last working check, they gave me a check for all my vacation time. They gave me a check for my sick time. They gave me a check for, you know, checks upon checks. And so money was just flowing in, you know, it was flowing in. And so that was for the first couple months. And then right as I was trying to get annoyed that I wasn't receiving my retirement stipend, it wasn't coming through in the bank. It took too long, like 60 days to get the first check. Boom, it shows up in automatic deposit into my bank account. Of course, everyone knows Social Security, you don't have that problem with. Social Security, they're like a machine over there, right? The guy, my eligibility worker, or my customer service rep, if you want to call him over at SSI, I don't know what they call him officially, but tells me that he works 800 cases per month, right? 800 cases per month. Can you imagine doing 800 cases per month? One person firing up their Social Security, SSA retirement. But I think all he did was retirement benefits. So he said it wasn't that difficult. He called me and said, all he had to do was say, what date do you want me to start sending you the check? I gave him the date, and boom, the money was there on the date that he said it was going to be there. I don't believe in retirement. For me, retirement is like retire. It's just like shifting or changing your wants in life. Right. Well, actually, that makes sense to me. That actually is a viable way of looking at it, I do believe. Retiring the way you did is the goal. Yeah, and the timing was right. So, Lazy Larry, you, I know, have watched all of my videos. So, because that's the kind of guy that you are. You want to see, you wanted to learn who I was. The only way that you could learn who I am is by going back to video 1 when I first started the YouTube channel, and then moving forward, and you could see how things have changed. But you get to know a person's personality that way. And so you know what I was doing. And so the thing was, I hate to say that I have the crystal ball, right? But did I not call the housing market? Wasn't I spot on about what was going to happen in the housing market? And I started to panic, and I started to say to Minnie, we got to get out of this house. We got to sell it now, even though we weren't quite ready. I've been a year in this apartment complex that I've been in. It's been okay. You know, it hasn't been a wonderful experience, but it hasn't been a bad one either. But we moved to sell the house when the prices were at the highest. And then now, guess what's happening? Crash and burn. Crash and burn here in Sacramento. But not taxes. The taxes aren't crashing and burning. They're still going up, 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 up. Rents are still going up, 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 up like crazy. But we sold the house at the top of the market, as opposed at what's going on now, which would be we're back in the middle. You know, who could have dreamt in their imagination, you know, in anyone's imagination, that you would walk away with dang near $250,000 on something that wasn't supposed to have that kind of appreciated value? Folks, I never believed in this. Houses are not investments. Houses are for people to provide stability for your families. They're not investments. And so I believe that with all my heart, but I saw this coming. When my husband retired, he was missing the work, but it only took a month and he was back at it again. Yeah, that happens. That happens for a lot of us. You know, it may happen to me. Who knows? We don't know yet, because I haven't been retired that long. So we don't know what's going to happen. I might get over there. I might be sitting in my easy chair in the Philippines, and I might be getting all weepy. Ooh, people don't love me anymore, you know. But listen, here's the whole thing. I think this played into it. I wasn't exactly the most liked guy at work. So I'm talking about when you're married and etc. Yeah, when you have, you know, other responsibilities, but don't let those things. Yeah, and I'm not saying that you are allowing this to happen, but don't let too much of modern life, let's just say it that way, interfere with you realizing your dreams. I mean, if you think about it, people in the Philippines, they look at life totally different than most of us here in the West. Not all of us, but most of us, you know. Their day, like Majoy here is, or Majoy is like, they're getting up every morning. They've got the smile on their face, and they're thinking about what they're going to be doing today, and they have worries and concerns they're very much like what the concerns are that we have in, you know, in the West. Where's housing coming from? Where's food coming on the table? Where's my next meal coming from? How am I going to pay the outrageous electric bill? For crying out loud, electric bills are going absolutely nuts right now in the Philippines. But they approach it a little bit differently. You see, they approach it a little bit differently than we do. Here we stress about it, and there they start planning their approach to solving the problem. I'm not saying that we don't do that here. You know, a lot of people do it like that here. But I mean, it's economy of scale, you know. And so I have a YouTuber friend that their husband is a fisherman, and they're going out there and they're fishing. and they're praying that the catch will be enough for them to be able to sell that catch and then make enough money to pay the rent and the electric bill for that day. But they're totally in control of that process. They're totally in control. They dream it, they think it, they focus on it with a smile on their face. And here, listen, you guys can probably tell I'm a pretty grumpy old man. So Peter of Barbaria, thanks for joining us. Peter, doggone it. Peter probably knows who I'm talking about when I told that story too. I really do appreciate Mel to no end. I really do. So, but yes, the housing market issue is changing. And you think that it's listen, it is changing in the Philippines also. There was no way that Minnie and I could have built that house in Bye City Leyte today. We could not afford to do it. Labor is not available to build it. Material costs are outrageous right now. We still have stuff to do to finish that we had to put on hold momentarily until I get there, because some of the labor I'm going to have to do myself. I'm going to have to hire the neighborhood kids to come over and help me. Fortunately, it's not a whole bunch of stuff that is going to require skilled labor, right? And plus, I have some contracts out there that have not been fulfilled. In other words, the workers are waiting for me because we have made an agreement for them to do this, do that, and it's on hold. And so, but they're not hurting for work. They're getting the work, So the timing of it is good for them right now. Dan, also consider that not all Filipino wife here in America is like you and your wife. Some didn't finish high school, and their husband works blue to support the goal that the wife likes. Yes, yeah, it's absolutely true. And so you have to scale. You have to work to scale scale everything so that you can get everything done or afford to do everything. Because Minnie was a good example of this, because she doesn't work a skilled job. So she works in the maintenance department of a laundry service. So she's not actually doing the wash of the laundry. She's helping everybody with material handling and building maintenance and doing janitorial stuff and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. Remember, your YouTube channel will be your new job. That's the other thing. Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much. That's the other thing. You have to have something to transition to. Now, Larry, I hope you don't mind sharing. You do on your channel that Larry still works. But listen, this is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. In the US right now, a person can work as long as they want to, and they can get a job at any age. It does not matter. That's because we're hitting this demographic trough. And that means that there just aren't enough people available to work in the United States. So they're hiring anybody and everybody to come together. Doesn't matter what your background is. You can even have a criminal background and you're going to be able to get a job. They will work with you. Tim is saying his electric bill this month is $4K. People in the Philippines are going nuts over this, Tim. They're going crazy. They're going out there. They get this electric bill, and I mean, you're hearing about it on YouTube every single day. You're hearing about somebody going, "Oh my God, I just got my electric bill." It's the equivalent of like $160. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Yes, having a house is not necessarily an investment, and from my experience, it was a pain in the ass to sell. Yes, it's horrible. It should be outlawed the way that everybody monetizes the sale of homes. That should be outlawed. I'm outraged by it. It's outrageous the way we do it here. Everybody has to get their fingers in there, like a bunch of greedy, soulless real estate agents, Oh, that's just the way that it is. That's just the way it is. You have to pay this fee, that fee, this fee, and then you get the itty bitty pittance, I probably paid $25,000 or $30,000 in fees, in commissions, and all this other stuff that we could have used. We could have used it, and I had to surrender it to the mortgage broker, to the escrow people. It's much easier to do business in the Philippines if you have a good attorney. So yeah, that's the other thing. We did hire an attorney to help transact this deal, and so we know everything is solid. And plus, the good news is we live in Candadam. Candadam is where we're going to be living. So that's in the city limits of Bye Bye City Lake, a wonderful place that is becoming a haven for expatriates to live, particularly Americans, I might say. So I have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 neighbors that are from the US of A, and one of them, I believe, is from Sacramento, California. So I'm not the first to move there from Sacramento. Practice 50-30 rule for budgeting your money. So 50 must be house, 30 must be food, and 20 must be for everything else. I'm guessing. Hey, Larry, Peter Barberi sends his welcoming best. And normally it's about 1.28 to 2.2K per month. Yeah, so it's doubled. And why? It's because in the Philippines, in some areas of the Philippines, they're using gasoline or oil to generate that electricity. Some other areas of the Philippines are lucky, because they don't have to pay that kind of money because they have natural resources. They have what do they call them? Hydroelectric plants, right? And they also have steam. What's it called? Steam generating plants. So they help generate the electricity. And so, but other areas, they're burning fuel. That's why we'll invest in solar when my house is in the Philippines. Even the water's so expensive. Yes, and so you brought up another good point. I'm so glad that you guys are here today because you're helping me out. So solar, Minnie and I says, oh, we're gonna have to go to solar panels. Yes, she's right. She's right. I don't know what it's gonna cost, but I'm a do-it-yourselfer. So, I mean, not a do-it-yourselfer. I'm gonna get up there and install the solar panels and connect, everything together. But I know it's not. I know that you don't have to be a rocket scientist in order to understand how everything works. No, of course, I'll know what to purchase, how much money I should be spending. I might buy a starter kit from China, import it, and then expand it out. We'll have to see how it goes. I don't think really it's going to take too much of an investment in order to get solar going up on the house in the Philippines. But that definitely is going to end up being a YouTube video. Yeah. Now watch your interest rates go through the roof. Yeah, that's the other thing. The other thing is the cost of borrowing money is crazy. Folks, when we sold this house and I divide up all the money into pots for investment, pots for Minnie's future, pots for Dan's bill, I was buried up to here in debt. And I don't know how much debt you guys are carrying around, but I could tell you that I was carrying a lot of debt. And so that was all eliminated. So then once that debt was eliminated, I started thinking to myself, hey, why do I have all this extra money? Hey, how come we got extra money to go out to dinner? How come we got extra money to go to a movie? How come we got extra money to enjoy life? And the reason was because you weren't servicing the debt with all that interest. Debt, I'm going to tell you, this is one thing that I hope will never happen again to me, and that is that credit sucks. Don't do it if you can't. If you can. So that's why Minnie and I, the goal was we cash out this house. We cash out this house to build it. If we don't have cash to go to the next level, we have to wait. We're going to have to wait until we do. And so we did have to pause a couple of times until we were able to get the money together to go to the next level. So yeah, 10% of the proceeds of the sale goes down the drain. Exactly, just like that. Before you even take a breath of fresh air, you're like, you're yeah. Nip in. I hope you're not in the real estate business, because hey, listen. How you make your money, that's your business. Oh, you have been there. Okay, simple and quiet. Yes, but it's getting busy in Bye Bye City Lake. For crying out loud, they're building a regional mall there. It's going to have a Starbucks and a Bo's coffee shop in there. Where do you think I'm going to be? You want to find Dan? He's going to be either at the Dunkin' Donuts at Prince Mall, hanging around the Metro Mart, or I'm going to be in that mall once it's done being built, and I'm going to be enjoying coffee, watching the world go by, because they built that. They're building that regional mall so that on the top floor, right, you're going to be able to see out over the bay, right? It's right there by the Bay Walk. I mean, it's a brilliant plan. I don't know who came up with this, but it's a brilliant plan. Nightbot seems to be working okay, except it's not dropping Sammy Chavez's link, and we're going to have to figure out why. The battery bank is the biggest cost, and I'm fully off grid. Yeah, and Peter, I may be getting with you, telling me because I'm going to need some advice on the best battery pack to go with. Yeah, and how much it'll cost. Yeah, I hate opening up my wallet like that, but I'm thinking about the future. Do I think energy costs are going to be declining anytime soon? Nope. I think our future as far as energy is this way on the upside, right? So a borrower is a slave to the lender. I'm not in real estate. Oh, good. Yeah. Don't borrow money. And if you have borrowed money, you need to spend time to figure out how to get out of debt. And I'm not a good guy to guide you on that because windfalls, like windfall profit on a house that you felt guilty for selling for that kind of a price, don't count. Yeah, I was making progress before. I'm not going to lie to you. I was making progress. I was working, and I was making significant progress. But thing is, the windfall is what did it. It wiped out the rest of it. Lead acid deep cycle. Oh yeah, see, I wondered about that. Don't get the lithium and Tesla banks. Dang, I'm liking you, Peter. I'm telling you, I'm really liking you. Do you have marine battery packs? That's what I'd like to know. You kind of look like a marine battery pack kind of guy. But I will follow your lead because I thought about that. I know that I kept thinking lead battery, that might be the way to go, or marine battery in the beginning, because you only need to offset it a little bit. You only need a mix where if you were to cut down your electric usage by 50% of the cost, you really would be doing a pretty good deal there. I mean, you would be slaying the dragon, as they say. Okay, there is a video on the 50-30-20 rule. Okay, so put a link. Oh, you did put a link. Okay, so I will follow that link on the flip side, and then we'll see what it's all about. Oh yeah, I'm allergic to debt. I always tell my husband, if you think you don't need it, don't get it. That's what my father used to tell me. But do I listen to my dad? Do I listen to my parents? No. But here I am, all grown up, right? Getting ready to go see my kids. And, and I'm a little bit embarrassed at having to go through this because I know my kids are way smarter at handling the financials than I was. And so I know they didn't learn it from me, because they're very successful human beings. Haven't taken a debt in the last 5 years, but I have a mortgage payment. Well, the mortgage is the only thing you should have, right? And in this type of economy, the only way to do this is you got to pay half down, at least half down before taking out that mortgage. And then that's enough of a safety net that anything happens to the economy, you're going to be in the safe zone. You're going to be able to deal with it. And so sounds to me like you know what you're doing there, Knitband. Always do 30-70. Use 30, save 70. Yeah, if you can. And you can do it. You can do it in the Philippines. Our household budget. Listen, Minnie and I, we've gone over the household budget from the lowest to the highest over the course of the last couple of years, and we think we can get by. I know I probably am going to be criticized by this, but keep in mind, there are no mortgage payments. We cashed out the house. The roof does not leak. You know, the roof does not leak. This house is solid. We use number 6 hollow block on the exterior walls. You know, when you use number 6 on the exterior walls, even if you want to cheat you on the supports, you know, even if they want to cheat you on the rebar and the cement, you're still going to get more because the holes are bigger on number 6. So I went number 6 is for all the exterior walls. Number 4 is on the interior. No, I didn't do concrete casting because I wasn't there. If I were there, of course, I'm going to concrete cast. But you have to be there. People in the Philippines don't know how to do it. You have to be there and show them how to do it. So retirement with no debt, such a relief with clear mind moving forward. The only debt I have is my airline tickets when we travel. That's beautiful. That's, in my opinion, is the way life should be lived. But it can't be. It can't be here in Sacramento, California. 1/3 of the population are living in poverty. 1/3, you know. And so, what are you going to do? You know, when 1/3 is living in poverty. I've been doing credit since 1978. You figured it out when I was in my 2nd or 3rd year of college, my man. You figured it out. When I was going into student loan debt, the worst thing that I ever did in my entire life. The worst decision that I ever made in my entire life. A very regrettable decision. Okay, take care, Tim. Thanks so much for participating, man. You shared with us a bunch of useful information. I'm really happy. I'm really happy you came, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you again on the next live stream. So, Australian government have a new scam for home buyers. They're offering to go shared ownership. Listen, I keep trying to tell people, Peter. Listen, I keep trying to tell people that it's the transference of wealth that's going on globally. You know, and they keep coming up with all these different schemes to get your assets, because the majority of people's wealth today in the US of A and most other countries is in their house. And so what they're trying to figure out is, how do I get our greedy paws on the people's homes? And one way you can do it is through second trust deeds. Why don't you get a home equity loan? Go out and buy yourself a brand new car. There's good debt and there's bad debt. And I'm telling you, you can't take a good debt, a second trust deed mortgage on a house, and put it towards bad debt, the buying of a car. See, that depreciates in value almost immediately once you drive it off the lot. So that's one way they're doing it. All right, that's one way they're doing it. Another way that they're doing it, my friend, is by trying to get us to buy electric cars. That's the other way. Get people out of the gas hogs. Get them into electric vehicles. Clean energy. Really, I just got through telling you that the majority of energy in the world is produced by burning gas and oil. You know, how is electricity, how is that the savior? How is that utopia? Someone explain it to me, you know? Someone explain why they think that that's a good idea. You know, no, it's not a great idea. You know what a great idea is? Don't drive. That's a great idea. Sell your car, get a bicycle, and never drive again. The first thing on my list when I moved to the Philippines is not to buy a car. But if I do buy a car, it will be cash, and it's going to be probably that little Suzuki 3-banger that everybody's talking about. Gets them around town, gets them to the grocery store and the wet market, gets them to the Dunkin' Donuts, and gets them home. But I will not be driving it. No way. In the Philippines? Are you kidding me? There's no way that I'm going to be driving anything in the Philippines. Passenger here. Just look at, when you see my face, you see passenger, you know. I want to know about the college loan. I'm trying to finish high school and get to college to at least help my husband more. Yes, beautiful. You're a beautiful person. And so here's the thing. Do not take out. If you're going to take out a college loan, first of all, I say don't do it. Number two, never, ever, ever take out a loan from a private institution to go to school. Never, never do it. So here in California, they will give you 2 years of community college free. And you take advantage of that 2 years of community college, because it's going to take you a long way, because the world is changing. It's rejecting 4-year degrees. They're worth nothing here in the States. The reason why they're worth nothing is because they're dumbing down the minimum requirements for employment everywhere, because they can't get enough help. Listen, if there's some information I could share with you, that is the most important information I could share with anybody today, it is this: do not invest in a 4-year college education. Do not do it, because you will not get the value back unless it's in the healthcare field. And right now, they're working to take the money out of healthcare. They're using algorithms in order to determine your treatment plan. They're no longer using doctors. If you see a doctor, they've created a pyramid scheme. The pyramid scheme means that you're triaged at the lowest level of medicine, right? So one day you're not even going to be seeing an RN. You're going to be seeing a medical technician. They're going to determine where the next level of care comes for you. I am not kidding you, but if you want to do it, you take a 2-year program for free at the community college and you become a nursing assistant. Listen, I'm going to help you out here. Become a nursing assistant. Get a 2-year college degree for free. Never look back. Never look back. Go get it. Yes, it's crazy expensive, because we have all those people from the Bay Area that once they give them permission to start working from home, then everybody moved here, and that's what caused the increase in housing. I had a house built in 1933. It was a beautiful home. It was a cottage home. It's insane that I got the kind of money for it. Absolutely insane. I felt guilty for selling it to them for that price. Only for about 5 minutes. Then I realized, oh my God, windfalls, profits only happen in a couple of times in a person's lifetime. And this was my second. And I can't talk about the first. But the first was a very, very similar situation, where the city came to me and said, we want to buy your home. This was one of the first houses I ever owned. And they paid me triple money for the house. And so the windfalls, they will only happen a couple of times in a person's lifetime. Well, Georgia is very much the same as, Sacramento. There are a lot of similarities. Mamba H, I live near Sacramento. House prices went insane in the last 3 or 4 years. Yes, knit band, especially in your neighborhood. Oh, thank you, JL. Thanks so much for coming. Yeah, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, so I didn't do too much promotion on this live stream. Yeah, Pinky Gray and JL, all you guys are having such a good time, So I got lucky for my daughter. She didn't have to take any school loans. Oh, beautiful. I'm telling you. So you know about paying cash for education. So if you're going to do it, do it. But you start off by getting that 2-year degree, get that 2-year degree for free, and then never look back. Get it as a nursing assistant, and you're going to make more money than you ever had in your entire life. My 4-year college was almost free compared to prices here. I know. I'm a Sac State guy. I have a master's degree from Sac State. No, listen, the other thing I avoided is I didn't go to one of those online private college things, right? I did not go to one of those things. No way, no way. Traditional education, where you have to go to the classroom, is the way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Don't get roped into doing it online. Don't get convinced by somebody that, oh, you do this online course, you can get a 2-year degree in 6 months if you pay us $9,995 and we'll give you a loan through a private bank. Do not do it. I'm begging you. Your life will be miserable if you do. It will be miserable, and you will cry tears at night as you're making that payment, servicing that interest, and the principal will never go down. I was looking for a new condo here, and the starting point is $250,000 for a studio. It is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. You couldn't convince me to do it that way. I'd call my mom up and say, Mom, can I put a 2-bedroom tent in your backyard? I'm telling you, I would. I'm serious about that. I would do it. Hey, Leonard's here. How's it going, Leonard? Thanks for being here. Yeah. So, thank you guys. I need to know these things because they're really stressing me out, especially thinking of paying. Yeah, don't do it. Don't get wrapped in there. I'm almost close to saying it's better not to go to school. But I know for sure it's better not to go to school if you get roped into one of those private loans. You could just do this, right? Give them this finger, you know what finger I mean. Yeah. You find a different way of doing it. They have vocational training, they have vocational training programs that you can go to that will cost you very, very little money. Maybe you can, you can pay it every quarter or pay it every semester, however they work their deal. And maybe it's only a 1-year program that you want to get into. Then you get out, you get that job, you start making that extra money, and then you save the money in order to go the rest of the way. That's how you should do it. So now, thank God for the VA, paid for my kids' education, So served in the Navy, dropped them off in Jacksonville, headed there tomorrow. But my master's degree sent me back $40K, but it was well, here's the thing, Nitban. Here's the thing. I don't know how you paid for that. I hope you didn't take out college student loans. And if you did, I hope you paid them by now. Yet. I think you can get into an NA program in a vocational community-based school probably very, very inexpensively, and it would only take a year for you to get in there, do it, and then get out. High school diploma, forget about it. Forget about it. Who needs one of those? No one needs one of those. I just got through telling you that they've changed the entire way that they do business. It's no longer required for you to have a high school diploma to get into a vocational training program. In the olden days, when I was going to school, you had to go through these traditional steps. Nowadays, you do not. You do not. They will train you how to do something. They will train you. And people and the employers are grateful for it. In fact, the way that I would do it is source the job you want, and then ask them, your future potential employer. You contact them. You say, I'm interested in working for you. What are you looking for in terms of training and education? They will tell you, and then you go do what they say. And then when you're all done, you go remind them that they were the ones that told you if you had these minimum qualifications, you would qualify for this position. They're stuck. They got to hire you. They have to hire you. So, but listen, all your dreams can come true on a minimum wage job, right? Yeah, you give them the finger. You give them the universal symbol of love. That's what you do. Take this. I love you so much. I call it the universal symbol of love. That's what it is. That's how I got mine through the VA. Yes. Listen, those benefits, they're golden. They're golden, Right now, we're going through a healthcare insurance crisis, too. That's the other thing that bugs me, health insurance. Oh, don't get me started on that. I go crazy when thinking about health insurance. I'm so grateful that I'm Medicare age, but you just can't have Medicare. You got to have all the supplemental plans to keep you above water, right? And so moving to a foreign country is great. Bangkok Hospital, I'm going to be visiting when Minnie and I go to Thailand in a few days. We're going to go straight to Bangkok Hospital. When I get to the Philippines, we're we're going straight to Doctor's Hospital in Cebu or Chinhua. You know, we're going to get it squared away. You know, I'm going there. I'm going to be prepared. I worked for 4 years before my master's degrees would help me a lot. I took out a loan for the remaining, but paid it off in a year. I sleep better now. Good for you. So don't go into it unless you have the knit band plan. I think we're officially going to call that the knit band plan because it has a nice ring to it. That's the knit band plan. You know, don't go into it, you know, without knowing how much money it's going to cost and how you're going to pay for it. Skills is what's needed today. Yes, remember, history repeats itself. It's the soft skills that people are looking for these days. It's the soft skills. Most employers can't even get people to show up to work on time. Are you kidding me? They will hire you, and guess what happens? The very next day, not you. They hire people, and the very next day, guess what happens? They're regretting it because you're late for work. You don't have any soft skills. You don't know how to say good morning. You know, good morning. You don't know how to treat a customer that comes in the door. What's lost are customer service skills. We haven't changed. When everybody comes in, listen, this is why the Philippines has it over everybody else. It's because it's Sir Dan. Sir Dan, may I help you? Ma'am Minnie, may I help you? You know, Sir Dan, can I get you anything else? Ma'am Minnie, can I get you anything else? Are you kidding me? What the hell? Why do you think men are fleeing America for the Philippines and other places? You know, it's because they can't get what you can get. They can't get here what you get there. What do we get there? You know, respect, honor, respect for the elderly. They warehouse the elderly here. They put them in an old folks home. People, as sure as I'm sitting here today, I am not going to an old folks home. Nobody is going to put me there. I watch one of my relatives wither away in an old folks home, and God was very good to her for taking her out at 107 or 100. I think she was just short of her 108th birthday. And she cried when my mom would go to visit her. She cried. Hint, you don't have a contract with a debt collection agency. Look who's trying to recover student loans. Exactly. Man, it's the same thing, Peter. It's the same thing that we've been talking about. Folks, all these things are connected. There are no surprises. Things are planned and plotted at a much, much higher level. I just want to share with you. I don't mind being a slave. Most people out there know me, they know this. I welcome being enslaved, for crying out loud. You know, I take advantage of me, beat me, whip me, call me dirty names. I like it. As long as my needs are being met. And that means that I'm able to pay my electric bill. You know, I don't have brownouts. I'm able to buy gasoline at a decent price. I'm able to get health care when I need it. If I can get those things, my housing is taken care of because it's a human right. If those things are handled, then guess what? Do with me what you will. I will obey. I will do whatever you want. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm wise. You know, I'm educated. I'm happy. I think Nip Bennett has been there several times, as a matter of fact. I think he knows what it's all about. Let's see, where am I? I'm doing my usual falling behind because I'm ranting and raving. I'm ranting and raving about all these things. Buddha, how you doing? No new gadget. Oh yeah, Buddha. I don't know if you're just joining us, how long you've been watching, but I do have a new gadget if you want to refer to these as gadgets. These are my new underwear, right? With the pockets that you could put your money in. See? No one can tell. You got pockets on each side. So long as you put your cash there, no one will know. The only problem with these underwears, right? They give you a little room here in the crotch, but no, they don't give you a gate to come out of, And so I was going to have Minnie modify these, but she sent her sewing machines and all that to the Philippines already. So I'm surprised, but I tend to, they're comfortable. I've tried them on. See, they got enough room down there. They give you a little snout pouch or whatever you want to call it. And so we're good. We're good. That's why I thought at first, but when I asked to apply for vocationals, they said to at least get a GED. But is it mandatorily required? That's why I'm getting the diploma. Hopefully I can do everything with work, school, and kids. Yeah. Well, a GED is a good thing to get and an easier thing to get than spending time, in the classroom. So if you get the GED, then you'll spend hours and sometimes on the computer in a classroom setting until you're ready to go take the test. And then it does it in segments, right? Math, English, this, that. And so, yeah, I think it's a good way to go. Yeah, do that. I missed that. I may have missed that because I'm so into myself today, You're in the BG. Okay, thanks, Buddha, for showing up. I appreciate it. Giving me those watch hours. It's the count. The count is important. Yeah, the hamsters are here. What's happening? What's happening now? There's a new scam. I keep getting mails from companies that want to give me interest-free money for equity in my home. They will claim the money will sell. Yes, Nitban. Yes. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that what they're really after is the whole house and the equity in the house. Oh yeah. And the longer you've owned the house and the more equity you have in it, the more they like it. I have a friend, his house is almost completely paid for in Nitban. He lives in Midtown. Well, Midtown is on fire. My sister just sold her house in Midtown, and I don't think I'm allowed to discuss how much money she got for it. But I will tell you this: she in the 70s or the early 80s, she ended up paying $62,000 or $65,000 for it. So it was a 2-story. It's a two-story pre-Victorian era home, and it's near the park. So you know where I'm talking about. And oh my goodness gracious, I don't think she got. Listen, by the time she sold the house, the market had come down a little bit, but my sister still did very, very well on that house because I looked it up on Realtor. Listen, I don't discuss the financial particulars with any of my family members, but I was able to go into Zillow and find out how much she got for the house, and it was a fortune. Have you ever heard the story Millionaire Next Door? That's the blue collar worker. The person that drives the old Plymouth that you least likely suspect to be a millionaire is going to be the millionaire next door. Why? Because they don't buy a new car every 3 years. They don't service credit card debt. They're the plumber, the electrician, they're the baker, they're the candlestick maker. Not sure the reason told you to go to the Philippines is no more there, if you know what I mean. The reason I told you to go to the Philippines is no more there. Oh, it isn't. Okay. All right. Let's see. Scrolled up a little too fast here. Oh my goodness gracious. I just am on one of my tangents today, aren't I? I've studied massage therapy in the Philippines. I'm trying to get work there, but they're looking for a license. All right, so do what you have to do. Do what you have to do in order to get that license. But I think it's thousands of hours of internship or time, What kind of money can you make? Can you make $30 or $40 per hour? I think that's the kind of money that you have to be making in order to make it in Georgia or here in Sacramento, California. Yes, the Philippines is the most family-oriented country, and we're missing out. They're taken away from us here, right? What do? They put transportation systems together that don't work. Why? Because then you'd use them. What happens on the bus? What happens on the light rail train? What happens on the commuter train? You'll start talking to your neighbor on the commuter train, right? Oh, I don't like this, what the city's doing. Me neither. We need to do something about it. See, no, whatever system it is, they're working on it to break it down. They don't want us hanging around with each other, because if we hang around with each other, we're liable to get an idea, and we're liable to get behind that idea and change our reality, change the way that the world works. That's why those systems don't work in most places, you know. And so you destroy down the family unit. That's where I was going with it. You break down the family unit. You put them in front of a TV set with the Xbox or the Switch, right? So your kids, once they come home, the first thing you want to do is suck up the bandwidth, you know, so that my YouTube channel can't go live. I stall out on StreamYard, you know. Yeah, when they put you in old folks' home, they charge you a fortune. They charge you a fortune to take away your house. Like we were talking earlier, Leonard, if you have Medicaid and Medicare, Medicaid is going to come after your house. You know, if you can't afford to pay for those co-payments, they're going to come get it. That's the way it works. Anything they can come up with. So post-war baby boomers, there's 72 million of us now. 8 million of us have transitioned over to the next world. And so that's still a lot of people out there who have post-war baby boomers have a lot of money and assets. It's in the trillions of dollars. I can't even tell you how many trillion. Is it 8? Somebody look it up for me. Is it 8 trillion? Is it 3 trillion? I'm not sure, but they're going to try and figure out ways to get your money into their pocket. That's for sure, and that's what they're trying to do. No, of course not. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if you go to a care home here? You know, what's the most likely scenario, you know, for you? Whatever that worst case scenario is for you is most likely what's going to happen to you. They take everything you own at the nursing home. That's right. If you can't afford to pay, then they're going to go into the real estate business real quick like. You know, so you know what I was thinking, right? So you guys really have figured out what I'm all about. And that is that, well, you know, I mean, you know, they're extra large because I'm a big guy. But that just makes them more comfortable, right? That just makes them more comfortable. Wow, they're taking the whole screen up. But anyway, oh man, but don't worry, they're clean, they're fresh, they're brand new. So they're unsoiled, brand spanking new. Spread the love, as Sammy says. Yeah. What does Sammy say? Spread the love, not your legs. I don't know if that's no, GED is that, well, I think the point that I was making earlier, Leonard, is that they don't care much about whether it's a high school diploma or whether it's a GED. The most important thing they're looking for are the soft skills, and they're looking for, the soft skills. And they're looking for a pattern of behavior. Do you finish what you start? That's the most important signal, the most important key to hiring an employee. Do you finish what you start? So here, you know, I started this program. Here, graduated. Here, started this program. Here, graduated. Listen, if I'm in LinkedIn, I'm not putting my failures in there. I'm not putting my failures. You're only going to put your success stories. Started my master's degree here, finished my master's degree here, you know, stuff like that. Accomplish this, accomplish that. And so if you start the GED program, the most important thing is you finish it. You know, and you can never go to a job interview and then say to them, well, I started doing my GED, because that opens the door for the interview to say, well, are you on your way to finishing? Well, you know, I had to give it up, you know, because I ran out of time. No, you have to finish it no matter what. You guys are going to have to trust me on this. It almost sounds like I was in the business of helping people get work, huh? Doesn't it? Yeah, what did you used to do for a living? That's not important. Let's connect on Facebook. I'd like to meet up with you guys when I'm in the Philippines. Yes, and so you just look me up, Daniel Herrera. That's Herrera, Sacramento, California. I'll be there. Request. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm having a good time. I don't know if I'm freezing up or not, guys, or I don't even know if StreamYard is freezing up or not. So I thought I did perfectly good on the last stream, and then on the instant replay, freeze, white circle of death, white circle of death. You know, I only make $10 an hour. Well, you're in the South. It's economy of scale. You know, it's economy of scale. So start delivering pizzas. Yeah. Get tip money. That's how you gain equity. You know, I would rather see if I had control over the money that I was making. Let's say I'm in your situation. I'm just going to share this with you. You may not agree. I'm going to be delivering pizzas because I can control how much money I make by how many calls I make and by smiling and being happy when I reach that customer's door. And then I'll be hopeful that they're going to give me a little extra something for the customer service that I delivered. Yeah, blue collar labor. Blue collar is paying as well, if not more, as any other job anywhere. Yeah, and so what you do is you go in there. I hope you have your driver's license, but if you don't, it's okay. Your husband's going to drive you around. Your man's going to drive you around. Pizza delivery. Pizza Hut. Can't stand their pizza. Love the money they make. Domino's. Same thing. Cannot stand the pizza. But when you deliver one with a smile on your face, you have a better than 50% chance that they're going to give you a little extra something for the smile. Yes, I'm sure you'll find a way to get your education or diploma. Yep. I understand why here in America they put the older ones away. I told my mother-in-law I will take care of her when she can't take care of herself. That's the way it used to be. That's the way it is. I'm going to tell you something. That's the way it is everywhere else, as far as I know, in the world. We live in a very strange place because if you go to Europe, you have multi-generational households all over the place. You know, it's not unusual that great grandma, mother-in-law, all the stuff are living under one roof. This is not something that is abnormal. It is normal, as a matter of fact. That's the way that it is. And so here, I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I think we're culturally confused at this point in our history, because they're building all kinds of different type of housing around here. They're building micro apartments like crazy to appeal to the echo boomers, because millennials, they're trying to get into their house. Echo boomers, they're trying to just get away from living in mom's basement. So, but what's wrong with living in mom's basement? That's what I would like to know. They demonized that phrase. They made it a shameful thing to be living in mom's basement. And now here in Sacramento, even though they're building all kind of micro apartments downtown, they're going like a bat out of hell, telling everybody that you could build housing units in your backyard. So basically you could put up a tough shed, and if it has all these, if it has utilities in it, water, restroom, this and that, you can live in it. And so that's federal law that changed. They're making them do that. And everybody is conforming to that. And so a lot of people will be setting up living units in their backyard so that grandma or grandpa can live in there, or both, both grandma and grandpa can live in there together as they age, and that way that would be giving them their independence while still you're close by so that you can care for them. But I don't get that. I don't get that. Why can't they live in the main home? Why are they cast aside? But a lot of people say it's because they themselves want to maintain their independence when they get older, because that's the American way. Mama H, can you find Dan in common friends list? Mama H is in the house. I'll try that in inbound. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy, plus have fun. Thanks, and thanks for hanging around, Lazy Larry. I know you're probably working. Time to get to work, guys. I need to work on my second retirement or else. Yes. Start working on that. Laters. And let's see. Is it time for Dan to say see ya? Good to see you again, Dan. If I have time tomorrow, I'm doing my stream in the morning Hawaii time. Very good. I think I'm going to be on the road or in the air. We're leaving we're living in my in-laws' base for now because we lost our house on a fire last March. So are you rebuilding that house? Later, Mama H. Leonard, yeah, it is. Everybody has to conform. It started at the federal level, Leonard, and now everybody has to come into compliance with the housing, with the HUD housing requirements. Nobody has challenged it, as a matter of fact. I don't think it's a law. You're right. No, I don't think it's a law. I think HUD has invented something. And so, so is there a housing shortage? No. That's also invented. And we'll go, maybe I can get inspired and I can go into that in detail on the next live. Oh, it's too expensive to rebuild. Okay. I'm sorry that happened. So, guys, here's the thing. Be aware, they'll be trying to get money out of your pocket any way they can. It's because I talked about this demographic trough. It's not hard to see it. It's not hard to realize that you had the most consuming population in the history of this planet is now going on their merry way. So they have to come up with ways of getting money out of people's pocket from the next generation. It's going to be through increased taxes, increased energy costs. It's going to be through increased food prices. It's going to be through any scheme that they can think of to get the money out of people's pocket. And if you're thinking that way, if you're thinking that way, then you're going to have to come up with a workaround. Always have the plan B. Always have the workaround so that you can defeat the evil Satan. No, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that at all. America is not the evil Satan. But it has caught my attention that Iran doesn't refer to us as the evil Satan any longer. There is no housing shortage, but the house is too expensive. I got triple dollar than the last few years. Yeah, so there is an evil scheme afoot here. There's something happening. I haven't quite figured it out, but when I do, I will be very, very happy to be sharing it with you. Yes, do that. Do that. And water. Listen, water is going to be the next gasoline shortage. Folks, if you don't see this coming, get a grip on reality. Get a grip on reality. Look at the cost of bottled water. I mean, it's insane. I mean, folks, be prepared. Be prepared. There are going to be water shortages. There are going to be fresh water shortages. You know, they're going to Listen, even if there isn't physically one, they'll invent one. They'll invent one. They'll blame it on global warming. They'll blame it on global cooling. They'll blame it on unable to move big trucks full of blocks of ice to where they're needed. Folks, they're going to get into your pocket. And so store water now. Store water now. So, all right, folks, we're all done here. Thanks so much for coming to my live. I appreciate it. I had a great time. The kiddies are starting to come in and play, and it's going to affect my bandwidth opportunity here. That I won't have as much to work with, and so we'll see y'all in the next live stream. Thanks for coming. Have a great rest of your day, evening, night, morning, wherever you may be in the world, and we'll see you next time.